ভক্তদের কাছে ভগবান আদিশেষের অবতার তিনি। সাম্য, স্নেহ ও ভক্তির পথে হেঁটেই পৌঁছানো যায় তাঁর কাছে। তাঁর জন্মের সহস্রাব্দ উদযাপন আসলে ভক্তদের তাঁর প্রতি অর্ঘ্য নিবেদনেরই এক মাধ্যম।
6,000 years before, that means almost 4,000 BC, round about that period, his disciples, a grand disciple called Bodhayana, understood the essence of Brahma Sutras and presented a beautiful commentary over them called Bodhayana Vritti, and that book is available there, for which Shankaracharya visited that place. Even after, during Ramanuja's period also, he visited that Sarada Peetham and explained the meaning of that Kapyasa Sriti, which is very famously known from Chandogya Upanishad. It seems in the story, the goddess Sarada, that means goddess Saraswati, appeared before him and said, "Oh Ramanuja, I heard during your young age you gave a beautiful description to this mantra. Can I hear from you?" Ramanuja, with all humbleness, said, "Ma, what should I tell you? You are the Ma of the knowledge. Is it me to explain such a kind of mantra?" But mother, with all kindness and grace, said, "Hey Ramanuja, I love to listen from you." Just like a mother loves to listen from her baby, Ramanujacharya gave beautiful explanation about that Kapyasa Sruti, listening to which Ma Saraswati was highly pleased and said, "Hey Ramanuj, from today onwards you will be considered as a Bhashyakara." That means a perfect commentator. And then she presented the small deity of Lord Hayagriva, who is considered as the god of knowledge, the horse-necked god, and presented that to Bhashyakara Ramanujacharya Swami and said, "Keep it with you for your regular worship," and then disappeared. We can understand the scholarship of Ramanujacharya, at the same time understanding the essence of the Vedas as appreciated by goddess Saraswati. Now society accepted Ramanuja. After getting that acceptability by the society, then Ramanuja started his reforms to the society. We know untouchability was one of the greatest crimes on this land people were practicing even in those days. Ramanuja put an end to that. He accepted all the untouchable people, all the downtrodden people, and gave them mantra, gave them Vaishnava Diksha, and said, "You are also called as Vaishnavits because you have taken the mantra, and temples also will be opened for you." He opened the doors of the temple in Karnataka, place called Melkote, and then he allowed them into the temple to have the darshan of God, saying, "All children should be accepted by God, and there need not be any kind of discrimination among his children. God never pleased with it." So he accepted everybody. And not only that, he also accepted such a kind of great people as saints, and they should be worshipped. That's why even today, in all the Vaishnavite temples, there are 12 alvars, considered, par excellence with their knowledge. Among such alvars, Tiruppan is a Harijan, Bhaktisara is a Mlecha, Tondaradapudi alvar was a Brahmin, and Tirumangai alvar was a BC class person. So there is no question of BC or DC or SC or whatever it is. Bhakti is considered as a supreme of any kind of thing. It is not the birth that is to be considered for a person to be respected by the society, but it is his knowledge and practice. This is what Ramanuja has given importance for. Such a kind of Ramanujacharya's philosophy was there on this land for almost 500 years, unbreakable. But we know very well the situation of this country, the onslaughts by the invaders on this land, from French, from Dutch, from British. They are the people again divided the society under again the name of casteism. Caste, creed and sex and race, like these kind of things again, they pushed into the society and again divided the society, which of course we are still not able to come out of it. Today, the Ramanuja's ideology is necessary for us to eliminate these kind of discriminations. We don't say that we root out the casteism or we root out the colors of the skin, which is practically impossible. You know, I'm born as a black guy, you might have born as a white guy, another person might have born as a grey person. We are not going to change the skin. We are not going to eliminate these kind of things. But for sure, we don't want to, discrimination should be shown by virtue of a person's birth. Everybody on this land has a right to earn, learn, eat, dress, and live with respect. And need to lead a decent life at par with anybody on this land. Again, it should be based on one's own efforts also. We give, equal importance to one person, but he never tries to use his ability. He never tries to use his own mind, but he wants just simply sit and want to enjoy the energies of others. I think such kind of people must be taken care. Provided the person is interested in using his own abilities, everybody should have equal importance to learn, earn, enjoy, and lead a decent life with joy. This is Ramanuja's philosophy in short. That is necessary today, because today the society is being torn with the name of discriminations and terrorism. It's just because of the ego. It's just because of the attitude of dominating others, which should be addressed by inculcating them the feel of oneness, the feel of mine. If one feels that he is mine, then he hugs the person. If one thinks that, oh, this is not mine, then he wants to ruin it. Why people are nowadays, trying to get a lot of ammunition and dominate on other countries? Just because they think they are not ours. So the feel of mine is very, very important to be inculcated among the people, for which we need to understand that there is only one God. God is always one. I, you, and all these are children of the same God, without any kind of discrimination. And God loves if we both live together, if we both share the joys and pains with each other. But God never feels if one child hurts the other child. That's why it is pretty important now for us to understand that hatred, domination, these are something God never likes, no matter to what religion you belong, no matter what kind of practices that you do. But if you really believe in God, understand God never likes if you hurt somebody. And if you like, and if you love, and if you share good things with others, and see that their pains are reduced, then only God will be pleased. You name that God in your own way. I have no objection to that. You approach Him in a way you like. I have no objection. But if at all one believes in God, we should believe in one God. That oneness of God is what Ramanuja taught and said, we are all, no matter what religion, caste, creed, and what not, everything. We are all different limbs of the same God, different parts of the same God. Each part must act on its own way, isn't it? Hand never does the work of a leg. Leg never does the work of head. Tongue never does the work of nose. Nose never does the work of teeth. Each organ should work in its own way. At the same time, all should live with each other in unison. This is what Ramanuja philosophy in short. Such a kind of great Ramanuja gave that philosophy, but after 500 years again distortion started. Now it is the dire need of the hour to bring out such concepts and make people understand that we should all live with each other, sharing good and joy with each other, reducing the pains of others. There is no question of dominating one the other. Ramanuja's statue is constructed here because he stands as an iconic personality for the equality. So the project is called as the Statue of Equality, Samata Murti Spurti Kendra. And that equality message is the need of the hour now to the world at large. At the same time, this statue, the Ramanujacharya, got inspiration from 108 Divya Desas, which are spread all over the country, all over the world in general. That's why all those 108 places are created around Ramanujacharya with stone. And the consecration is going to take place from 2nd February to 14th of February for 12 days.